Welcome back to Pocono. Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer. One Toyota, one Chevy, three Fords in the Fast Five. Here's your track record holder, Kyle Larson, August 2014. 49.063, 183.4 miles per hour is the track record. Brad Keselowski just went to the top of the chart.
Only 10 mile an hour off right now, 173.79 for Keselowski.
This straightaway is wider and probably longer than the main runway at your local airport. And this long pound straightaway, almost as much.
I tell you what amazes me, how fast you go across the short chute. You'll hit 180 mile an hour across that little short chute, for heaven's sake.
This front straightaway, 3,740 feet long.
Oh, I was looking forward to seeing how fast he was going to do the straightaway, but he cut it off.
Now, one driver who has a very interesting history at Pocono is Denny Hamlin, who is currently fourth fastest. They repaved this track after the 2011 season. And prior to that, Denny was great here. Side of his first career win. Side of several wins. And this. Setting up a yellow checkered finish with Hamlin again the victor. But after 2011, the track was repaved. And since then, no wins and hardly any laps left.
And this track changed a lot when they repaved it. It's much smoother. You know, how you drive, you got to be really aggressive. The tire, remember, the tires change along with a repave. And so I think the edginess of the cars, the setups on the cars, not just the racetrack, but quite a few things changed, and obviously that has had a major effect on the way that Denny Hamlin has approached this racetrack. What was working well for him before, you got to adapt, you got to change with those changes, and it just hasn't suited him as well since then.
Jeff, I believe that they repave the track, the degree of difficulty goes down. I think it opens the door for a lot more people to have the right setup, be able to compete at a higher level, because now you don't have to deal with the idiosyncrasies of the racetrack, bumps, different grooves, and that kind of thing. It opens the door for everybody to be very competitive.
Well, I have mixed feelings on it, because to me, when the track's more abrasive and you have to search around the racetrack and you have to be a little more patient at certain times, I think that's more challenging. At least it was for me, where when they repaved it, it was about how aggressive you could be. So those drivers that are younger and more aggressive that throw caution to the wind seem to close the gap, which is very similar to what you're saying. I don't know if I'd call that easier. To me, it was harder.
Yeah, well, I just think that if a driver gets accustomed to the car doing certain things around the racetrack, and he can adjust to that, that gives him an advantage. You take that away, I think it opens the door for a lot of people to be able to drive the racetrack like he did without those difficulties.
That's true. Let's watch Jimmy Johnson carefully here. He is the one driver that we know is in qualifying trim to start this session. He's just taken just started his mock qualifying.
And the first thing I wanted to see, yeah, and that's what I was going to allude to, is how deep can you drive into turn one? And we saw where Jimmy Johnson went up the racetrack. So that's the hardest thing about starting in qualifying trim. You don't know what the grip level is with this downforce package. You don't know what the grip level is in the racetrack under these conditions right now, and so it's all a big mystery. So you have to guess going into turn one, and Jimmy Johnson guessed a little bit wrong there, because he definitely overshot the corner.
What I don't like about this racetrack as a driver is you got a long time to go down that straightaway and see that corner getting closer and closer, and you're doing about 2:15.
13th fastest for Jimmy Johnson on that lap. get down to the garage. Jamie Little.
Well, Mike, we all saw the wheel that got away last Sunday in Dover, and NASCAR penalized according to the rule book. A 4-race suspension for crew chief Adam Stevens, 4 races as well for Jake Seminara, the rear changer, and Kenny Barber, the rear carrier. That is Ben Bayshore. He is filling in. He's the race engineer. This is his 3rd year with the team. He's calling the shots. I just spoke to him. He said he is in communication with Adam before and after the sessions, but he is in control during the practice sessions. And he told me the plan with Kyle here is qualifying only. So Kyle just climbed in his 18 car. He's just waiting to pull out now. So they'll focus on the speed that they have. But business as usual. And by the way, Ben did fill in for 1 race last year when Adam was suspended.
Ben's a Virginia Tech grad. He's from York, Pennsylvania, so home game for him. We'll talk more about this later. So of the 31 drivers who made their Cup debut here, the one with the best finish did not come up through the stock car ranks.